Hi, welcome. You are here today because you want to know about estate planning. What is estate planning? We're going to cover that and much more. We're also going to focus on the three most important things, crucial things that you need to know about estate planning. So this is for you if you own property. If you have a home, you have more than $50,000, you also have people in your life that you love and you want to protect. And also, you want to make sure that your wishes are honored no matter what happens. So in the next 45 minutes, we will cover how to do that, how to protect your assets, how to make sure that a judge is not going to be the one deciding for you, and also what is the difference between a will and a trust, and which one do you need? Those are crucial answers that we will be providing. Plus, if you stay tuned until the end of the webinar, we will have a special bonus for you at the end. First, I want to illustrate the story of Carlos and Steven. So Carlos did not have an estate plan. So when Carlos became incapacitated, his wife had to go to probate court and she had to open up a probate case. Also, when he died, his family lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in the probate process and through taxes and things like that. Steven, on the other hand, did have an estate plan. He became incapacitated as well. However, because he had a complete estate plan, his wife was able to step right in when he became incapacitated, and she was able to take control of the family's resources, take care of him without even having to go to court. In addition, when he passed away, the family was able to privately manage all their assets, and the assets did not have to go to probate. So today, we are going to ask you, who would you rather be? Who would you rather be, Carlos or Steven? What is the difference? The difference is because one of them, Steven, had a fully funded trust that was able to avoid the entire probate process. Carlos did not. So we're going to show you today how you can do that for yourself, for your family, right? So we're going to cover that, and we're also going to cover how well does this work? How people that have done it before you have been able to accomplish this, to open up a trust and to put all their assets in their trust and to make sure and have the peace of mind that their loved ones are going to be able to take care of you, themselves, and all your assets, right? So today we're going to cover all those issues. But first, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. So I have been an attorney here in Miami-Dade County for over 20 years. I also am proud to say that I have helped thousands of people save their homes and protect their assets, right? And we've also been featured on social media, major news outlets, and we're humbled and proud to say that we've been named Best Estate Planning Firm in Doral in 2023. Really, the thing, though, that I'm most proud about is being a mother, having raised 5 children, and they bring an awareness to me that everything I do is about making sure that they're protected. And it also brings an awareness that it's the same for you, that you want to make sure that your loved ones are protected no matter what, right? But today it's not about me, it's not about my children, it's really about you and why I am so passionate about helping you and why I became a lawyer in the first place. So when I was a little girl, when I was very young, my little sister, was bullied a lot in school. She was shy and she would always be crying and some kids just picking on her. And I felt that I had to step in and protect her. And I realized that I hate bullies. One of the reasons I wanted to become a lawyer is to help my clients not be bullied in the law, by litigation, and what I consider to be the biggest bully of all, the government, right? And the government in the probate process is really designed to take your money, your assets, but not just that, even after you die, you will lose your assets, your children will lose their assets if you don't properly plan now. It's one of the crucial things that I want you to get from this webinar. So I love what I do because of the clients that we've been able to help. And they're clients that you can even look up if you Google, if you go on our website, you will see what they say. Our clients are always surprised when they come to us that, wow, they can avoid the probate process, that they can avoid their assets being frozen in the probate court process, and their family is not going to be able to take action, right? To continue with their lives until the court or a judge decides. And that third parties, like creditors, claims are filed against your estate before your loved ones really can get a penny. So this is something that people I see are very surprised about, and it's something that if you don't know, that you have an option. You have an option to avoid this entire probate process and to avoid losing thousands and thousands of dollars in this probate process by having to pay attorney's fees, creditor claims, things like that, before your family can have assets to take advantage of and to be able to use, right? So today we're going to cover that, and we're going to cover also how to put in place a trust that will do that, exactly that, right? So this is for you. If you have assets under your name, how you can put together a complete estate plan, right? That will do just that. That will make sure that your assets don't have to go through probate. And also that a will is not enough. We call this difference between a will and a trust the Aretha Franklin factor, and I'll explain more about that. Also, we're going to cover how to not to go broke in the nursing home, because this is a process also that if you don't do anything, it's designed for the government to take your assets after you die even. Okay, so let's get started, right? We're going to start with what probate really is. Do you know what probate really is? Probate is a court process where when you die with assets under your own name, right? So if you die and you have your home under your name, bank accounts, things like that, they will have to go through the probate process. And this process takes place even if you have a will. So whether you have a will or without a will, the probate process is what your assets will have to go through. And then this process is also very expensive, dilatory, and it's really not designed to be helpful to your family. It's really designed to really take your assets and allow third parties to take your assets before your loved ones can get what you have for them, right? So let's start with a will. I said before that whether you have a will or without a will, the probate process is something that your assets will have to go through. It is a misconception, a total misconception, that a will alone will protect you. A lot of people say to me, I already have an estate plan, I'm okay because I have a will. And what I say to them, wow, do you know what it does? And do you know what it doesn't do? It doesn't do anything automatic, does not transfer assets, because for that, you would have had to put these assets under a trust. You would have had to sign a new deed, right? So this is something that we're gonna cover, but also a judge would need to sign off on it for your loved ones to take any of your assets if you have a will or without a will, okay? That's what the probate process is. So how do you avoid that? We're gonna talk about that. We're going to talk about how to avoid the probate process, and this is what I call the Prince and Aretha Franklin factor. Why do I call it that? Well, Prince was a celebrity, if you remember him. He was someone that passed away without any estate plan whatsoever. His estate was very big, over $300 million, right? So because he didn't have any type of estate planning completed, done, what happened is that the probate court had fees, taxes coming out of his estate, about $120 million lost because he did not do proper planning. Very sad. Now, Aretha Franklin was also someone who passed away without any asset protection, without any estate planning. There was a handwritten will that was found that was contested, and then another handwritten will was found, and both of her sons were fighting, litigating for years. Just this year in 2023, a jury decided which of the wills was going to be the one that controlled. This is after very much litigated process, a lot of pain, a lot of conflict, but also after losing so much money that could have gone to her family. So this is the factor that I want you to be able to avoid. Not just having a will, and this is something that does not work if you have a certain amount of assets, something that we can talk about, right? So far we have covered that probate is a court process, right? But it's a voluntary court process. It has no benefit to you, but you can avoid it, right? So we've covered that. And we have also covered what we can do to avoid it, but we haven't gone into how we can avoid this, right? So this is a process that can be avoided by having a fully funded trust. And what is a trust? We're going to talk about that now. A trust, it is not a will, it is a document that you create, right, during your lifetime, that you fund during your lifetime. So you will play the roles of a grantor, a grantee, right, which is the beneficiary. So this is also you, and the trustee. So during your lifetime, you're going to be the grantor because it's your stuff, it's your assets. You're always going to be the grantor, right? But you're going to have complete control of your assets like you do now. You're going to be able to go to the bank, sell your house, mortgage it, rent property, do anything you do now, except that you're going to do it as the trustee. So it's almost like you're in control of all your assets as the capacity of a trustee, like a president of a company. If this were a company, of course it's not a company, but as an illustration point, you're also the beneficiary because it continues to be yours during your lifetime. So you don't need to worry. It's all your stuff, but it's protected. It's asset protected. It's your own treasure chest, right? Think of it that way. So you're gonna title, we are doing it for you, we're gonna retitle your home or any other real property that you have into your trust, right? But it's still gonna be your name as the trustee. Remember, that's like your new title now, right? So you're the trustee of your trust, and now your assets are inside your trust. It's fully funded. Bank accounts. If you have an insurance policy or a retirement account, the beneficiary is gonna be the trust, right? Whether it's gonna be the primary or secondary or contingent beneficiary depends on your family, your wishes, something we will advise you about. So personal property also gets to be put in the trust, right? So all these assets are now secure and they're protected in your own treasure chest. And it avoids the whole nightmare of the probate process, right? Let me tell you and illustrate Maria's story, what I call Maria's story. So Maria is a person who came to our office because her father had told her, okay, I did create a trust, everything has been taken care of, and Maria and her brothers could not imagine, could not figure out why now they were in probate court, because her father supposedly had done a trust. But remember, a trust has to be fully funded. So Maria's father, unfortunately, went through a transaction, what I call a cheap trust. Why? Because he was looking for a good deal. He was looking for the lowest price. He went to an attorney who created a trust, but did not follow up, did not transfer the assets for him, did not advise him properly, did not track and title the assets. Something we do not do, because we make sure that your trust is funded and that it will do what it's supposed to do when you and your family need it most. So Maria's father had been married at the time that he put this trust and this planning together, and then later got a divorce from his second wife. But guess what? Life insurance policies were not renamed or reissued with the right beneficiary as the trust. So his ex-wife ended up receiving this money from his life insurance policy. In addition, she was able to get half of the estate of her ex-husband, because that's how the trust was set up. This is something that is so crucial. And remember, I said the 3 most crucial things. This is one of the crucial things, creating a trust that is fully funded. Now let's talk about long-term care, and let's talk about what happens if you need long-term care. Who's going to pay for that? Is Medicare going to pay for that? Many of my clients are surprised to learn that Medicare or health insurance does not pay for nursing home, does not pay for long-term care. Then who does? There's a program in the government that is managed by Medicaid, not Medicare, Medicaid. But it requires that you qualify for this program, right? You qualify by needing the medical care, the level of medical care that is going to be approved by Medicaid. We go over that with you if that's a situation that you need for you or your parents. So what about financial? Well, if you have assets more than $2,000, then you will not qualify until that's spent down, unless you put a legal plan in place and you protect those assets. So protecting your assets so that you or your loved ones do not go broke in the nursing home, it is crucial, right? So also your income needs to be a qualification that we go over with you to make sure that the income you receive will allow you to qualify for Medicaid if you should need in the future long-term or nursing care. Okay, so far we have covered so much, and now I want to ask you, do you want to check and see if a fully funded trust or complete estate plan is right for you? And I invite you to go to our link, our calendar, set up a consultation. It's complimentary, and because you have been here today listening to this presentation, I will give you an added bonus. I will give you what we call a learning credit or an educational credit of $500. You need to mention that you watched this workshop, this presentation, and then we are going to talk about your specific questions, your situation, right? What concerns you, so that you have the peace of mind that your family is taken care of, that your assets is taken care of, and that no matter what, you are in good shape, right? So who is this not for? Let me tell you who this is not for. This is not for you if you don't have any assets. If you don't have any assets under your name, you have no real property, you have no money in a bank account, no investment accounts, anything like that. Also, if you're not concerned about protecting your family, your heirs, if anything should happen to you, if you don't have small children that you need to plan for, and if you don't want to make sure that your wishes are honored no matter what happens, so that your loved ones are not going to be needing to go to court. Remember that I told you about Carlos' example? His wife had to go to court because when he became incapacitated, she had to open up a living guardianship for him. So this is not for you if you're not concerned or wanting to take care of any of these things, right? So here's what to do next. If you want to make sure that you get a consultation, which by the way, the value is $800, but I'm gifting that to you because you've watched this workshop, right? So you will have 2 hours of my time in a one-to-one consultation to ask about all the questions that you have, to ask about your own family. I will tell you about the law and how it will affect you and your assets and your family, and you will tell me your goals, your desires, what you want to take care of, and you will tell me about your family and about your assets. How do we do this? Well, here's what we do. We set up the consultation, and once we do, you will be emailed a link to your own vault, a secure vault, where you're going to complete a questionnaire, right? So that it gives me the information I need to be able to advise you correctly and to be able to tell you how you, because your case is individual, it's unique. So I will be able to tell you how you can best take care of your issues and your goals, right? So when I receive that, then we will set up that consultation. We will go over everything you have to ask, all your concerns, to be able to give you the peace of mind that you know what will happen if anything happens to you or when something happens to you. But at the end of the consultation, I want to make it very clear, there's no commitment. There's no commitment on your part. It's totally complementary, right? So you can decide to move forward with us if we find that we're a good fit to work together. But if we're not, and you say, you know what, I'm not ready to move forward, we will leave and part as friends. There's no commitment. There's no issues. I will be happy to have met you and to have given you the information that you need, and then you can go on your way, and whenever you're ready, you can come back. There's no commitment. But if you decide to move forward, then I will give you that bonus discount that I talked about for watching this presentation of $500. We'll also discuss the cost because we operate on a flat fee basis. We don't have hourly fees. We encourage our clients to continue to call us, communicate with us if there are any questions in the future, any issues that come up. Life is ever changing. The law is ever changing. So we encourage our clients to come back and have a wellness checkup with us at least every 2 or 3 years. And that's totally complimentary. It doesn't cost you anything because we're your attorneys for life at that point. So we encourage you to at least find out what would happen if you take action and what would happen if you don't take action. And again, there's no commitment on your part, and the consultation is complimentary, it's totally free, and you get the $500 discount. So take this opportunity to go to the calendar. It's calendly.com/schedule with Elena. So you will see that right here. And you can always email me if you have any specific question that you want me to answer, either by email or by phone call. So you can email me at elena@legacytrustcounsel.com, and my entire team and I are here to help you. Also, our phone number, 305-514-0608. We are here for you. We're here to help you. I hope to see you soon right here in our office or virtually. So our office is in Doral. You're welcome to come here, or we can have the consultation virtually by Zoom. It's your choice, and I hope to see you soon. God bless, and take care of yourself and your family.